It's good to be back. Welcome back. This is the video, the great video that will mark the revival of my channel. That will mark the presence of my channel in the annals of history. This is the video that will put us in the top. This video will get 10 zillion views, you know? This is the video that will show who's the best, that will end the evilness in this world. This is the video which will subjugate communism and socialism and capitalism under the supreme essence of national socialism. This is a video that will see the greater German race thrive. Man, we are here. When we left off, tragedy struck against us. The Führer, in his last stand, sadly and tragically, died. He took out 2034, he took out Rokossovsky, but his courage, bravery, his dareness wasn't enough to take dildo launcher of Good Guy Papa Stalin out. Good Guy Papa Stalin just give them a blow he wouldn't forget. But we also saw August go ham on some poor Canadians. Going ham on Simons. Oh, these poor Canadians just got demolished. And we were here with Gustav, this long barrel Gustav, my favorite railroad gun. And when we left off, we had just built another Gustav. This is a shorter cannon Gustav. They are my favorite Gustavs. But this is a Gucci lib. I will explain. There's two types of general. There's the Walmart. It's the Walmart lib, the Chinese lib, whatever you want to call it. And then you have the Gucci lib. Okay, is what I'm saying. The Gucci lib, the head of Army Group North and Army Group C on the Army Group C, no. Yes, Army Group C on the Fall Gleb invasion. He was the one to hold the marginal line, and in Barbarossa he was the one to march on Leningrad and siege it, which he wasn't able to get. I mean, he sieged it. He wasn't able to take it, which was the purpose of the siege. But so, let's continue from we had ended. So, what we have here. Rommel will take some British. The British are trying. Look at this. The American and the British. I can't talk. The British are trying again to invade the coasts against Rommel, just like in D-Day. We know how that went. Yeah, they got the shoreline, but they only got the shoreline because because Rommel was in Berlin for his wife's birthday, and we had just this stupid Rundstedt here who isn't able to do anything. And if the Führer, but especially Rundstedt, I'll explain this for a minute, a bit of history. So Rommel, from his experience with tanks and in North Africa, he saw how difficult and hard was for tanks to move without air superiority. So he planned that the tanks should be right on the cliffs of the beaches with the bunkers, and when they landed, the tanks would immediately go to the first man who landed. But Rundstedt and the Führer only followed. He followed halfway Rundstedt, halfway Rommel. But Rundstedt was stupid and old-fashioned. You can see the old-fashioned Rundstedt in the Fog Lab invasion. Just check it out. History video about the Fog Lab invasion, like one that has details, so you can understand. So Rundstedt said that no, you should wait for all the enemy to be on the beach, so then launch the counterattack. So you should wait for millions of men to be on the beach against just a couple of you, which is a lot, but not as many as the others. And without Rommel, Rundstedt is doing mistakes, and then the Führer said a half term. They wouldn't be on the beach; they'd be halfway between the beaches and where Rundstedt wanted. And with the poor leadership of Rundstedt, because remember the first days were essentially, and Rommel was here, and the poor leadership of Rundstedt and the positioning mistake of the tanks, even so, they were almost able to push them back to the sea, and they inflicted heavy, but heavy casualties on the Allies. But let's continue. First, we have Lib 309, and this is a Walmart lib. You need to remember the technologies that we talk. The scientists in the Führer bunker were able to discover technologies who were able to bring generals back to life, like Rommel, who was forced. The Führer forced him to suicide, although he was his bad general. Don't question the Führer, okay? Don't question the Führer. Like what? No, you don't question the Führer. Although he's dead, you don't question him. Remember the technology, the dead one. That's important. And he was also able to clone generals and transform them in Gucci ones. For example, we have Mansion, who is a great general, but come on, this is just a Walmart Mansion. We have the real Manstein. I mean, this is a cloned one, but I don't know if this is the cloned one or the other is a cloned one, and this is the true. Probably this is the true one. Look at it. Level 6. I don't know what to say. It's all here for you. This is the Gucci mansion, Walmart mansion. And then we only have Gucci Whitman, because who needs Whitman? He wasn't a general, he was a panzer ace. Yes, there were aces in the planes, as you may know, and there was in the First World War and second, and in the Second World War there was also panzer aces. But continue. And there was also submarine aces like Gutan. I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly, but it's like Gunther Prien. If there's any German who knows about the submarine aces, Gunther Prien, tell me how you call it. And yes, the Führer in his last charge, had conquered Königsberg, had marched to Stalin, and it was all in vain. For moments, it seemed like Germany and the German people were being retaken. Königsberg fell from the Soviets. Poznan fell. Warsaw was being bombed. It was on sight. But then Papa Stalin and the Zhukovs. Yes, there's multiple Zhukovs. 1, 2, and it will appear more. Let's see who is the most powerful. 816. This is most powerful. And the Zhukovs appeared and took it all away, and the life of our Führer. And Guderian is avenging them. 200 on a... Tell me this is... okay, this is Walmart Guderian. This is not Gucci Guderian. That's better for me. Because if Gucci Guderian did that, I would be so pissed. Look at Gucci Guderian. This is just an art. This is just like Rommel or Sun Tzu or Napoleon did. They turned warfare into an art, and you can do it too. You can turn warfare into an art if you click the like button down below. You subscribe to learn more about history and art of war, and you buy the Art of War. Link is in the description. Okay, buy it. Check the links in the description. Oh, and also comment down below to tell me what do you want to see more. Let's start with no further ado, because most of you have already left. I think no one is seeing this video in this moment, because you are already bored of all the shit that I talk. I know no more YouTuber is as a pain in the ass as I am. But you need to see me, because you're a loser who has given up on your life. That's why you're seeing my videos of a loser. I don't know why these guys aren't going ham, why Zhukov is more ham than them. You need to watch the example of the great man August. Just see what he does to this Frenchy tank. Just, let's first just launch an assault with a panther, okay? Just launch the assault with a panther. Just look at what the Panther took most of his life. Just 1,150. That's more than than the dildo launcher of Papa Stalin. That's the biggest weapon of the Soviets is the dildo launchers, like this one. This is a dildo launcher. But let's see how much she does to the. Let's see how much she does to the beast, to the unfaithful, to the heretic of the German race, to the biggest enemy of the German race, the goal. 486 on the goal. Okay, he's just too OP. And I shouldn't do this. I had the strategy of shortening the front line. Guess what? That isn't working because I just screwed up with moving that tank. And now I don't have any reserves to put there. Okay, happily I have one. Uh, I learned in the last episode, if you might remember, that Lib, although it has a 3 ranges, and although he's a railroad gun, he can bomb right in front of him, which doesn't make any sense. But oh, and the Gustav, although he's not rocket, as we can see on the image, has the rocket artillery. Okay, that's good. Has the rocket artillery. So I will leave him here and put the tank a bit. And the Swiss, yes, we had a big problem with the Swiss. The Swiss produce tanks now. The Swiss, the neutral Swiss and infantry and armed cars, and they are attacking us. Who would have thought? Never trust the Swiss. The Swiss are attacking us. And our bros in Italy don't take out the Swiss because they are pussies. And they don't even took out Rome. Messi is attacking Graziani. Who left to be attacked? Graziani. Come on, Graziani. And here in the Balkans we were okay because they removed um, they removed Ataturk from this campaign, so he wasn't marching against and Tito and Bad Boris, although he wasn't here because he was a king and he was taken out. And Papagos and this guy aren't attacking us in the Balkans because they are too worried on fighting each other. Yes, because in this mode, the WTO is at war with the NATO and at war with us and the NATO also. But the Chinas aren't at war, and that's why Japan. You can see Japan. Japan is just being smashed. Just look at what we haven't seen this in. Tokyo has fallen. Emergent news. Tokyo has fallen. The emperor has um, ran and escaped to his to the ancient capital of Kyoto. Now, Walmart Manstein is still a mansion, and he can take a tank almost dying. What? What? This is so Walmart. Walmart Manstein can take a T-34/76. This is so Walmart match. Even a Panther can. Even a tier 6 full experience Panther can. And a King Tiger Panzer 8 under Manstein can do it. I think Panther is Panzer 5. Yeah, Panther 5. This is just too much. Let's take this Panther out of here. Why there's no sound? Wait a minute. Okay, now there's supposed to be sound. Okay, now there's sound. I was feeling a bit weird. So I have already put a tank in this mine. I won't do it again. I think I will just fall back this tank and hold it right there. No, it's a bit too. I mean, I put the definitions on, not capturing the full sound, but 50 must be fine. So yeah, we have done almost all of Stuttgart. I will leave that minefield open because the AI is so stupid and the Canadian leadership under Simons will go to the mine and I don't have to move to the mountains. I think I will fall back toward, I just hope that they haven't taken Stuttgart even when I fall back from Stuttgart, so I hope that these 3 tanks don't hit and this tank hits and this armor car hits and this thing hit and then launch a paratrooper and then take out Stuttgart. I hope that doesn't happen. And I will fall back this tank to here. I will even fall back to here, but I don't want to leave. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done it. Yes, and Ryder just went ham on Cunningham and ham on this poor Swedish tank. I would like to have Donitz here. You know Donitz, that he's just good because he loves donuts. He's always eating donuts. He's Donitz. I'd love to have Donitz here and just be bombing this Cunningham. Oh my god, he would already been sink. Oh my god. Oh, and yes, Keitel, the master of escape and illusion, as he's just taking out Orsi, and Model wasn't even alive by this time. He had already blown his brain out. Yes, he suicided. What else do I have to play? I don't understand. I played everything that I. Oh no, I had Rommel. No, honestly, I don't thinking now, so I'll let you. So, while we are here, I will talk about a team that it was just so as to talk that I couldn't do it. For the anti-TikTok, this is a great news for you. Do you know, every person who knows what TikTok is knows that, and don't has, like me, don't has TikTok because it's for gays. So, you must know, no, it's not for gays, it's for sodomites. You must know that uh, the 90% of TikTok is just Indians. And India, because of the recent events which I will now talk, I mean in the next round because it's almost over. India has banned TikTok. Yeah, that's right. India has banned TikTok from that country. At least that's what I have read and heard. Yes, from what I have read on news and stuff. Maybe they are fake news, but they are not CNN, so they are probably not fake. Did you understand it? That's CNN. So continue. Yes, from what I heard, they have banned TikTok, and we will talk a bit more in the next round about why, what consequences to the world, because you know TikTok is the world. TikTok dominates. Look me at this massive detail. They taken out the panther. Now I only have the tier 1 panther. You're done with me, Swedish. But I can't move rather because they will invade with their more troops on the coast, more Swedish freaking on the coast, more aircraft carriers, more destroyers bombing out Copenhagen, and I will have to be stationing at expensive troop there every time, so I won't move. Maybe I will even take out, yes, take out ships like this one. Bump. Oh, taken out. I think I won't take out. Yes, I will take out this. If I can give 84, which I hope I can. I couldn't. I just. I don't know what this is. 85, 33. Not bad against a Sherman. Is this. No, this is a Pershing. If that's a. No. But. Is this a Pershing? Yes. This is the M26 Pershing. Are the heavy. But this is a Sherman, right? Yes, this is a M4A2 Sherman. Yeah. So we have Goring, our economic leader. I will explain you again how the fat Goring, who steals everything and eats everything, is running our economy. So Keynes, the economist Keynes, in this time period was very popular, and Goring tried to follow Keynes. So Keynes thinks the economy is going to grow because by injecting money into the economy on the companies, they will just be able to innovate new projects. And with that state control, the economy will be fine and there will be no more unemployment, all those kind of rainbow stuff. And Goring is doing right there. He's just buying gold. He's buying, stealing from the Jews all pictures and all gold that they have, and he's just eating all the food, cultivating his fat ass. And by eating all the food of a country which barely has no food and is dying from starvation, he's injecting money into the food industry. You know what Goring is a smart person. You don't play with Gordon. And yeah, since the last episode, since I focused these guys on here instead of here, and I went for Horthy, and then I took all of Meinstein's here, and went from here, because this is actually tactic, is put defense low on each side, like hold like I'm doing, and then just focused all, which worked. We took out a lot of generals, a few have died, but we took out Poznan and Königsberg for a brief. I think we can. Oh, and our plan, let me remember, Rundstedt was here, and our plan was to infiltrate him to Leningrad, and he take out Leningrad from there. But I got Rundstedt stuck here for 2 rounds, and when Rundstedt got here, Zhukov had taken Königsberg and Kuzkos. But Rundstedt had, oh, and this is Gucci Rundstedt. This is not the Walmart Rundstedt from the D-Days. And I won't put there in the troop, I'll put a paratroop there. I don't want any of my generals just dying like the Führer did. Yes, I would put that paratroop. Like the Führer did for sitting there 2 rounds. He was almost out of life. I don't know. Whitman on Zhukov. How is Zhukov still alive? Let's just give Leap some action. Boom! Taking out it all. Did you see the difference? This guy in an armor tank, which is a speciality, like his skills is against armor tank. He takes 300. This guy 900 against a Zhukov in a artillery. And he wasn't killed by 14. But don't worry, Gucci Guderin will finish the service. Boom. Gucci Guderin is now risking on Stalin. He goes for the message. Oh my god, oh my god. 454. Thank god this wasn't like the Führer with an artillery there. And thank god Guderin has a lot of health. And even with all that health, he's half health and he's almost dying. He has less health than Walmart Guderin. And then we have the only Reinhardt you can have on a campaign. We have Gucci Reinhardt. I would move him here to take Riga, but I think I'll move him here to take Riga. I know he's still exposed to the dildo of Papa Stalin. Yes, Papa Stalin has very big dildos. Let's just bomb Riga. Okay, not bad. Let's put Manstein here, Gucci Manstein, and just our Riga is open. I would say falls, but he has not fallen. Riga falls. The Baltic are being retaken. Actually, Riga represents all the provinces of the Baltic, Lithuania and Estonia, and thereon and Estonia, which Riga is the capital of Estonia. So the Baltic is again under German supremacy. Communism first. Oh, and Mansion can take communism fails, and the German race shows superiority again, and the ideology of National Socialism. See, not everything is lost, but I'm still telling you, we might still lose this. But yes, Riga has fallen. Our maneuver is giving fruits. I told you, just concentrate, like Sun Tzu said. You can learn this in the Art of War. I have the book right here. I don't know where it is, so I won't read it. Where's the capital? But he says that concentration is better than dispersion. So let's just... Let's just put Manstein right here. And yeah, like you have seen in the other video, the video won't be at half an hour, 20 minutes. This will be 40 minutes higher videos. So I don't mind even going on an hour video like this, because this series is so addicted. I'm just so addicted to this game and this series. This game is just... The game itself, like vanilla, is good. But man, the mode with all these conquests and all these generals and all these... historical, sometimes not their historical, but most of the time it's historical. The vanilla game was historical. Most of the time. What? You're telling me that Gucci model didn't. Gucci model wasn't. Don't worry. We have Blue here ready to take out this thing. Let's just bomb pattern on. See, this is why he's on Walmart lead. This is why he's Walmart leap. Boom, that. Then Brew goes after that. Boom! August this continues to wreck and trash poor Canadians. August goes up almost 1,000 on Patton and he's still alive. He's a field marshal, Patton. Come on. Almost 1,000 on Patton and he's still alive. I'm telling Patton, you won't be alive more than this one. You will die, Patton. Actually, you know that Patton died in the year of 1945 and it wasn't from war. It was on a car crash in Germany, yes. He died on a car crash in Germany. Yes, that's sad. But because he died in 1945 and all the stuff, he was buried with his men that he was controlling here in, I think he's near Lille or something, in that great memorial that there is about all the victims of of the French campaign. I think of the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know if Normandy is on those cemetery too. Is this is the same cemetery? But I know that it is of the Battle of the Bulge. I know that most of the I don't know if most because Normandy will have a lot of people, but the soldiers that died during the invasion of Germany are there. That I know. I can't let them be here, but for that I need one more reserve. Now the reserve can move that far. I'll put a reserve and I will move this. Oh yes, and I forgot that I was thinking on moving Brew there, but Brew is such essential here. Did you know he's just? I could move all this and he was just holding. Brew is just taking so much damage because he's holding against so many people that he has already half health. And he's 2000. He's still 2076. Yes, but we thought about moving Brew, he'll take some damage there. But we then thought that it was better to move Panthers and maybe Generals, but we are cleaning NATO up because they are putting all into sea, but we weren't able still to move Rommel. Rommel was taking on Eisenhower and on the bullies like Clark and Bradley. Those guys are just bullies. And we haven't still managed to kill them up, so we aren't sending them. But I think I will send this Panzer here. Oh, and what I was saying to you when I tactically retreat, Stuttgart. I didn't retreat. I'll just quote Douglas MacArthur, although he's an enemy, on this one. We aren't retreating. We are advancing in other direction. Okay? This is a tactical advance on other direction. But yes, but Stuttgart fell. That's why our income was hurt. It was hurting a lot. 80 and 10, yes, that's a lot. And now they have a big airport right here. They will bomb. And now this open. I was keeping a good front line, but now with the fall of Stuttgart is open. Here the Canadians already here. Here to the Balkan, which is almost the boats are almost falling up to here. Light infantry. They have this militia supply. This is very good. And Graziani is still taking a beating from Badoglio and Messi. And from the Swiss, they are taking a beating from the Swiss. They can't take out the Swiss. Walmart model. Oh, and the Turks sent something. And when Greece falls from NATO, we are screwed. Bad Boris will come after us. Bad Boris will come after us. Tito, which we all know that Tito killed Stalin, there's no doubt. Tito will go after us. Inou will go after us, man. Inonu or Inohu, I never know this. Inonu, okay. And Kuznetsov will go after us too. Oh man, we are just good. And Nasser and Dempsey and Cavallero are already going after us. Yes, I know the names of all the generals. Yes, this guy which no one knows is Dempsey. Let's just bomb forces Boom! I should probably do it with models so he could attack again, but who cares? That howitzer isn't doing that much damage too. Student, although he's the guy from the from the paratroopers. I knew to know that in the last episode I told the name. Why I can't remember the Kampffliegen. I think is that the Kampffliegen. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Kampffliegen, the paratroopers. His student. He was the architecture of the capture of Eben Gomel and the capture of Crete, which took 50% of the paratroopers and traumatized uh, Hitler, and so they didn't do anything for the rest of the war, which they would have been crucial in a successful Barbarossa operation and Stalingrad operation. They could have taken the other side of the river, for example. So, what are we going to do? We're actually going to pass around the span about Tico. So, as you might have seen in the news, maybe not, China and India have they always had pretty bad relations about disputed territories. India and Pakistan and Bangladesh and China. That's why Pakistan loves so much China. But for they had like for Pakistan and India, they are always saying that they bombed each other, man. Yes, India likes to say that they bombed Pakistan, and Pakistan likes to say that they bombed India because one is Hindu and one is Muslim. And yes, I know it's dangerous. They both have nuclear weapons, but I don't think because they have nuclear weapons there would be a war. Because if there was, trust me, India would just smash Pakistan. I could do a military comparison in one of these videos. I haven't done military comparisons for a while, like for myself. I haven't done the video about it, but I'm speaking too far from the mic. You probably hear anything as well. You didn't hear anything. Glad that I was talking loud, but maybe you didn't hear as well. But glad I didn't say anything important. Just starting now. Um, because of the sort of relations that there is between China and India, there has been lots of incidents. And this is not the first time there has been threats of war, but this time in the border, in an incident, in a skirmish border incident, 20 plus, so I think it's 28 Indian soldiers were killed, and we don't know the numbers from the Chinese if there was any, because if there was any that suspects that it was a surprise attack, and that is an attack from China, which could be a defensive war for India. And man, but I know that things have been grave like this before, but man, India banned TikTok and banned a lot of things from China, and they are the countries with the most population. It said that India will pass China. I think it was on 2030, something like that. But so as I was saying, yes, it's very grave. India sent an executive order telling the population to grab up war supplies. Yes, they told the population to buy war supplies, and I think they are thinking of beginning to give Russian tickets like they did in the Second World War and First World War to the people, Russian things. But yes, and that's very great. Now they banned TikTok. That's why they banned TikTok, and the consequence of that TikTok. Yes, there won't be more Indians on TikTok, but TikTok was doomed to fail. Like, do you remember Facebook when it go? Facebook's such it's such a great thing. Everybody should enter Facebook. Now Facebook is just for old people. Not insulting old people. I'm just saying that like new people doesn't use Facebook. When Instagram started, oh, Instagram is for gay, it's for sodomite, and now everybody uses Instagram. But Instagram is also doomed to fail. One day they will say, oh, Instagram is now for old people, and old people when boomers start going to 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 Instagram, and TikTok is just doing these cycles. TikTok also started like a thing for bad quality movies. I mean, they continue to be bad quality. Um, it's TikTok, but like just for stupid people doing that. And they weren't on the fashion of the mob, but now everybody wants to be on TikTok. I don't know why, but everybody wants to be on TikTok. But TikTok is just like it's just on the. I think TikTok has passed the zenith of its cycle. I think now TikTok is entering the spiral of falling into the darkness of social media. Yes, and tell me they didn't. They took out money. I told you. There weren't any troops. I just told you. It's open. They take out money. Full HP necklace. That's why I'm saying. I don't know if we are safe. Poznan is here. Riga is cut off. They are now advancing to Berlin. The Soviet guy. Vienna is about. I'm telling you. The Romanian. I don't know if you are going to win this, and I'm a good player at this game. But so continuing. And I have blue holding up this. I think I will take blue from the first time in this campaign from is he to no, he's a bit bar. I think I think I will put a commando, just commando, because commando have anti-tank properties. And I think this guy is almost being confused. There's anyone with rumor here? Does model has rumor? No. I think I will do a thing that will cost me so much money, but I think it's worth it. So Leclerc doesn't take any city like Berlin or Vienna. I will surround him one more time and put him. He didn't go super. Okay, I just lost a bunch of money. I gained meat shields on the field, but I just lost a bunch of money. Because when they are encircled from two sides or take with a rumor hit, they lose morale. And if they lose enough morale, as you might have seen with us now, they go stupid. And when they go stupid, I know I'm saying stupid is stupid, but I'm saying stupid because I want. They don't do anything. They don't respond to your attacks. They don't move, and you just attack them freely. They don't attack you. And I thought that would happen if I encircled him once more because he was already on low morale. But guess what? It did not. Goring is still on Hamburg, farming up our economy to 120 and 50 technologies around. We won't have problems with technologies. I guarantee you that. Just bombing these rocket artillery and they are falling. And when I thought we had this cleaned up, now we have a Pershing, Shermans and more rocket artillery, and our Panthers that we want to desperately move to the Eastern Front are all gone. Now we have another hole in the line here. And I can't afford to take this Panzer out of here because they will break the line through here too. Too expensive to break out the line. And I can't attack more with this Panzer. I think I'll attack just one more. Because they're almost running out of life. Even though they do an amazing. And now I have this. Oh, the Panzer can't off like. Yes, I was still able to fill that gap. Yes. Now these Canadians, they can't move past here because the Canadians, they are just angry at us for what Brooke did to him, for what August did to him. But so let's just bomb something with our howitzer. Let's just put these guys on Vienna. Tier 2s, no, I think Tier 2s will fall. Just Tier 2 is 200. So, student, you'll be hemorrhaging on some Canadians. And student is Half-Life. And student is not bad for an air guy. He says this infantry level 5 has raider, he has shelter, which isn't as great in this conquest. I mean, it's good, but it's even better like in the Cold War conquest and that. So, and he has Air Force leader, which I haven't been putting him on cities and flying planes, but the other skills, it's useful Air Force, and the other skills are very useful. Boom, that tank goes out. Master of Illusion Keitel takes it out. I'll move the clerk is almost dead. The guy from the supermarket is almost dead. Man, we need to put Lieb against Papa Stalin, so Papa Stalin gets someone who can challenge the the almighty power of the dildo launchers. Let's just put lead bombing this up. 597 Papa Stalin. Guderian now. Gucci. No, this is not Gucci Guderian. He did a good damage, but I think this Walmart Guderian. Yeah, this Walmart Guderian. Gucci Guderian. But Gucci Guderian also bombed Papa Stalin. Gucci Guderian is almost dead. If oh, Papa Stalin went stupid. Papa Stalin is not answering to us anymore. Papa Stalin has went stupid. Papa Stalin has entered stupid. But I think even without the hit from Papa Stalin yet, having Mannerheim, yes, Mannerheim is the great general from the Winter War and the Continuation War, yet 6 stars infantry. Infantry in this game, especially if they are commando, they are so good. There are mods where they are even better, but commanders in this game, they are so good. 75 plus 75 against infantry. Oh man, they are just good. And the mobility, Richard hasn't been able still to go to Lenin. I think we won't do the infiltration and the deep battle with Rundstedt because, yeah, because if we can breach there, and maybe if we breach, we aren't guaranteed to win because we have all this. Which Manstein is the only troop, and he's not on the most serious place. He's here. Yeah, this is not going as well as expect. But I need to give man, and then this needs to be said. I need to give an A plus to the historical part of my campaign because yes, there's not here the General Enrichi who was responsible for the last defenses before the Battle of Berlin here, where he used how do you say flexible defense like Ludendorff used in First World War. The breakthrough came from the south. It didn't came from the north. um, Zhukov was the commander of the north and Konev was the commander of the south. Zhukov was struggling a lot. He wasn't moving. Zhukov was stuck here. The Konev was the one that broke through the south, and because he broke through the south, he threatened to to encircle the Germans, and they just disbanded their positions. They just ran. It was a chaos, and because they ran, Zhukov was finally able to advance, and Konev and Zhukov just encircled this massive on Berlin because one went from the north to Berlin like they were trying to do here, and went in from the south, and they just encircled Berlin, and with it all the troops that were here. And that's why the general, the Vikes, he did the so famous corridor, which was he did a corridor during a few days, which is the maximum that he could do. Instead of going to Berlin and fighting in Berlin, he disobeyed the grand orders of the Führer, and he opened the corridor, so the rest, what remained from the 12th army, which wasn't a lot, managed to escape, and thousands and hundreds of thousands of civilians also escaped from the Red Army. And man, the Red Army was savage. They were just raping every woman. Yes, they were even raping women which had like 60 years old, and they were raping older women than they were raping elders. Uh, and yeah, they were killing everybody for no reason, and yeah, just looting and burning, burning. Uh, Minneapolis burning. Seattle. Nothing. Um, let's just. I think I will end this campaign with this round. Let's just finish this round and then end it right here. There's not much to move. Let's just see one thing here. So we are on 44, almost 50 minutes. I think this is a great moment to. We are intending to start finishing. So when I mean start finishing is taking this thing out. Yes. Stay safe. Like start finishing. Let's finish by. Oh my God! Remember that we had seen Shang-Chi Fold. This is, we aren't going to be able to save Japan if they manage to stay safe in Taipei, but they won't manage to be safe in Taipei because the AI in this world just likes to put their troops in the water. Man, they are cut off in this peninsula. I don't know the Thai guy. Yes, this guy Thibun is from Thailand. He was the prime minister of Thailand, representing the king, I think. Yes, but yes, maybe they will survive here. I told that they will survive in Indonesia, but we saw less episode that the Aussies and the Americans is taking out Indonesia. But surprisingly, even with no troops, the I don't know why I had this attack. Even with no troops, they are still holding on here. Tokyo has just fallen. Uh, Sapporo, I thought that one of the last things they would hold is Sapporo. Apparently, it is because there's no when trying to invade. I mean, there's now Vorishilov coming, but they have to deal with this Japanese guy. Why is there a Japanese here and not all concentrated here trying to defend their island, their fatherland for the emperor? And yes, they have lost all cities here on mainland China. I mean, they still have this one, which is holding by these guys. Yes, but Changsha, Nanking, we saw that they were close to taking Nanking here from the south, and Nansheng and Huan. Huan, I think I know why there's nobody there. They had all been killed, not by Japanese, by biological threat, let's just say. Jinang and Peking force. They just and what's surprising is that their generals they have still isolated pockets of fighting with their generals. Korea has fallen. This time it is going to be unified under North Korea. You know, Seoul is coming. You know what I mean? There's still isolated pockets of fighting. But what confuses me more is that the Japanese they fought until the last man, even the generals or died in battle in banzai charges or just committed seppuku. But man, Hata is Hata is just with 500 health, but that's because he's weak. Because you can see that he's almost full health, and he just sucks because he's Hata. But you know what I mean? He's still with full health and Umezu. Umezu, he doesn't have that much health, I think now 700, but you know what I mean, he's just full health. This guy is going to go down this turn because he's on the water, 79 lives, there's nothing. But you know what I mean, like, this tank is still fighting. We have here Ushijima, here, we have an entire Shiri class, a heavy tank, 3 divisions heavy tank, and we have here four divisions, and here on other four, and howitzer 3 divisions, all here instead of being here defending Tokyo, and or here defending Korea or China. They are here in the middle of nowhere where the Japanese didn't even reach during the Second World War. They didn't go on. They didn't went past Chongqing. I think they were stopped in here around Chongqing, and here I know that they were stopped multiple times in here in Cheyenne, but I think they managed to conquer Cheyenne. But and this guy we have here, what Yamashita is just an amazing general, you will see. And yes, 2000 lives, man, is just so amazing. Like man, I think man, no, because this guy has the bayonet charge to Raider. Although he has this sucks, but he has all this stuff. Yeah, I think I don't know, but yes, why is this guy full health? I know that he's defending gets MacArthur, who is also pretty good. I don't know why they didn't upgrade him like he should be upgraded, but because yet they would just ignore MacArthur in real life. Well, I mean, why is Kuribayashi, who is also great general of infantry, I don't know why he's not upgraded here. He was the guy responsible for Okinawa. He died during its defense on a banzai charge, like I said. What? The Japanese still have a navy? I thought this battle would be over. They are even winning this battle. Now the Soviets are coming, ruining the show. But they in the last video they were just being trashed at sea. That's why the invasion was going so well. No, they are demolishing. I mean, they still have to take Nimitz, 11,000 life. But yeah, they are going strong. I mean, they have lost. No, I think Yamamoto is not, yes, because Yamamoto was dead by this time. But Nagano here is still 3,000 health. Is not comparable to 11,000. But they are encircling and they have lot more aircraft. I mean, they have the same amount of aircraft carrier, but they have a lot more ships. And these battle cruisers, although they have a lot of health, and although they aren't as good as aircraft carriers, I mean, because of the planes and the stuff, but the aircraft carriers need these guys and destroyers themselves to be at front of them, to escort them. Anyways, these guys against these guys overall cannot be as good, but if you put one of these against even Nimitz on an aircraft carrier, man, these guys are just going to demolish aircraft carriers, just trust me. But yeah, they in Tarachi is also full. All these three generals are full health, and the navy is here instead of being sinking the invaders like they would. Man, the navy even recruited in real life fishing boats to be sinking submarines and just being fighting. But yes, all these generals would just leave their posts and just be here on this coast, defending Tokyo, and these guys just reconquering Tokyo, which they can do in one turn. Smash Hitler with one hit can demolish this guy. And they are losing. Okuyama is going to fall. I mean, no, basically they just need to send an airplane and they conquer this with and they bomb this a bit and they conquer. Like Iker bombs this because Iker I think is a aircraft channel. Yeah. Oh, in vanilla he's just an aircraft carrier. He's offload artillery. He's more here. He's more of an artillery. But yes, the Japanese are screwed. I don't think we are going to save. I mean, I might be wrong, but yeah, just looking at all of Manchuria communist man. I think communist always are the better in 1945 than capitalist. Yeah, but yeah, I don't. Maybe they can. Maybe this city here, Bangkok, will hold out. They will put some soldiers in Bangkok, and they will hold out for very long. And maybe they'll fill the city. Maybe they'll just ignore Taipei, which they probably won't. Maybe this thing because there's not many journals actually. They even have Nishizuma here. Maybe Lin B won't focus them down or Shu CI. Maybe they managed to take Chengdu and then these troops take a while to be defeated and we just bleed south, but we don't have troops south. Maybe Kaito will just elude them and go here. Rundstedt will just elude them. Maybe we are breaking. Maybe I don't know if we are breaking because they still have some of it. Maybe if we break here, we go to Moscow. No, that's just a long term. Maybe we can, maybe not, because when we reach Mongolia, if they survive here, we still need to take all these allied troops and here. And many of the allied troops will move eastwards to face us here. Yes, there's not just the European troops, all the troops that are coming from America and Britain and Spain and Portugal and Africa. Yes, they have just tons of troops of Africa still to come, and all these that are in the Mediterranean. Maybe we are just emerging the Soviets so much that maybe in Europe then NATO will do a little bit better than the Soviets. I don't know. But yeah, it's not looking good for the Japanese. But man, remember, like, subscribe if you want to be a pro in history and tactician and strategic. You just buy The Art of War. Link is in the description. You can buy the comics version, which is so lightly. You just have a reading so lightly. You can have it for just $8. Man, just subscribe, like, comment down below. This has just been such a pleasure, man. Just comment down below, subscribe, like. I know that I'm repeating this has just been such a pleasure. This channel being able to do this for you. I love you. I'm so grateful for what you have done, man. I know this is a video to put us in the annals of history, to revive our channel. Listen to me. Listen to me. This video, I know I'm going an hour in, like I said to you. Man, this video is going to revive the channel. Sukarno, I mean, it was cool, the idea, but it wasn't that good, and we managed to get 101 views, and that was our second video. The first had 55, and the second, which was an hour later, had only 1 hour, 101 views. And you need to remember that I'm uploading daily. Man, this has just been so much work for me. And then I posted a video of chess, and it didn't went that bad. It actually went reasonably good. I thought it was for chess, and yes, chess doesn't have the same audience. I mean, some YouTubers have massive audiences with chess. I don't know how they do it. And they are not chess players. Many of them don't know how to play chess. They just don't, and they have massive audiences. But anyways, I got 30 views, 27. Then I got 3 plus. I got 1 subscriber from that video, and then. I don't know. Then I posted. I thought, okay, this is not going that well. So I mean, 30 views. I thought, oh, just still pretty well. Maybe I can put Sukarno, and it's going well. I put the second part of Sukarno, which I had a problem with. I explained you, and I got like in the first 2 days I got like 5 views. Then it went up to 15 views, but not more than that, and it has like 3 likes. At least doesn't have dislikes. That I know that I have a small but great base that gives likes. That's why the unknown videos with like 10 views they have all 100% likes, because it's only that base that sees. And even Napoleon, I think Napoleon with the 30 views has only 1 dislike, so that means that there is a great base of 30 people at least. But or 29 if you want to give a dislike. But yes, and then I posted another chest which I thought, okay, I mean second part wasn't that great with the sound problems, and I thought, maybe they didn't like that much of Sakano in the end. They just went there to see the beginning, they were liking and it left. All that kind of stuff. The algorithm didn't promote as well. And then I put it in the chest, and then the chest beginning had like also 5 views, and it expanded to 14, and it had like 3 likes. Then I put some poker videos, which I thought people would like, because poker is such I mean, it's such a cool game and strategic game. And that's not like I will preach poker is not like. And the first video during like 2 days had like 3 views. The following video, which was like a video to explain the other with 1 minute, no description, no time, no, had more views, and that had 5, and the other had 4 for 2 days. Now they finally went up, but they didn't went up like by a lot. They went up like to 13, one of them, the main one, and the other 12, almost no likes. I think 2 likes in each one. And then I even posted another chest, which actually is doing better than the second chest I put, which is that the thumbnail and the description are just hilarious on this last chest. You need to check it out if you haven't. Had like 24 views. In the beginning it was bad. I was just man, it's just hilarious. But then it went up. It got 24 views, almost as like the other one. It gives motivation to do chest. I know that it will do as well. Maybe one day it will do as well. But right now, no. But yes, this series is just amazing. I'm doing this all for you, and my throat is just so dry. But I keep going for you, man. I think you will like this series. I think you will love it. So, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, check the links, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.